Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. This is the Battle of Antietam on my No Infantry Campaign Challenge for Ultimate General Civil War. If you didn't see all the episodes up until now, the link is in the description below. That'll take you all the way back to episode 1. And this will be my final battle before we go up to the Major General difficulty. I'm currently on Brigadier General difficulty. I am slowly but surely making my way to the point where I'm caught up on Major General. I'm just getting through the Battle of Shiloh now on my Major General playthrough, so there'll probably be a little bit of a pause before you see another video after this, but this is what we're looking at Antietam. We're at 31,633 soldiers, 147 guns, up against 55,249, so heavily outnumbered, but my superior ability and weaponry and units should make the difference, but we're going to find out here in just a second how that goes. So these units that are over here on the left are the ones that are going to be pretty much fighting the entire battle from start to finish. There's really no break that they get in this whole thing. I think we're going to hold off on having the melee cav, at least for now, just until we get some other units that I want. So let me go ahead and get this all set up and then we'll get started. Alright, so this is what we're looking at to start. And I'm going to go ahead and pull everybody down here. Obviously, we're going to have some issues right off the bat, just because of the numbers that I know he'll be bringing in. I'm not sure where I want to put these sharpshooters yet. We're barely going to get into the fortifications before he gets there. So right now we're outnumbered by about 3,600 men. It's not too bad. I definitely want to get those 24 pounders, Ohio Outlaws, over there as quickly as I can. Let's get my general over there. My 12 pounder Napoleons will get over there too. I'll probably use the sharpshooters to maybe try to get up here and harass him on the flanks a little bit if I can. Maybe I'll send him over to this side. I can get up here on his flanks. So we can see already, it's going pretty well. I've lost 15 men and inflicted almost 1,000 casualties already. Oh, where are you going, Cummings? Stay there, dude. And I don't even have my guns in a position yet. Once that happens, this will go even better. The only way he's going to break through here is if he's able to just really nail me with a melee attack, which is always possible. Because that's exactly what he's going to try to do here. So we lost our brigade commander right here. And Cutler's lost 100 men. That's not good. I don't want him to be losing that kind of casualties already. Cutshaw was killed. So both of my brigade commanders on this front line have been taken out. And that's actually pretty consistent with how things were going at Antietam at this fight. There was a lot of heavy casualties among leadership in this one. No, face that way. Oh my gosh. There we go. I'm gonna bring these 10-pounders up so I can target some of his artillery. Alright, let's bring the sharpshooters up now. Cutler's down about 20%, but he's inflicted 1,100 casualties. Same with Cutshaw. Wipe out these batteries. I think it's probably a good idea to move Breckenridge up, especially since Cutler and Cutshaw have both lost their brigade commanders. Oh, we're moving on to the next phase. Alright, the battlefield opens up, and of course I have nothing over there at the moment. We're going to bring a lot of this up over here. I'll get it all sorted out once I do. But we also need to keep in mind the crossing that'll happen down here. So I'm gonna take 2 batteries of 12-pound Napoleons down there. I'm gonna take my melee cav down there, some sharpshooters, and a couple of units of skirmishers. Everybody else is gonna head up. I'm gonna pull these sharpshooters back. Pull Cutler out of this fortification and put him on the back line. I'll keep things slow until I get everything sorted out here. Okay, I think we're good to speed back up a little bit. So far we're at 6,000 casualties inflicted, about 600 lost, so about 10-1, which is good because we're outnumbered 2-1 in this battle. Alright, I want to have this crossing covered as best I can. What I don't want to have happen is him be able to break through and get somebody past this position. Alright, we just lost Cutshaw off the line. Let's throw the 95th Rifles up there. We'll move Cutshaw over here as a reserve. Randall can be a reserve for now. Same with Gibson. Send these sharpshooters around again. So I'll get Hovey up here. Oh boy, Hunt just got driven back. That's why we have reserves. That's kind of an open position there, so it's not ideal. I think we're pretty well set the way I want right there at that bridge. See how close I need to get to hit this battery. There we go. Got him from there. Alright. Pretty happy with how things are right now. Let's go ahead and speed up for a few minutes. I'm just waiting for this crossing to happen. It hasn't so far. And we have an advantage on the field now, so that's good, but we're still waiting on a lot of his troops to arrive. He's still going to have a ton of reinforcements pouring down on here. And I'm a little bit concerned about supply. Okay so far, but that's not going to last forever. Especially because some of these units have repeating rifles. In fact, these sharpshooters are starting to get a little low in supply. Let's go ahead and get this side supplied. So I'm not talking a lot about the historic battle. I've done that on my other playthroughs on Antietam in previous campaigns, so won't do that here. If you want to see all that, you can check it out. I will put some links in the description below to my visit to the Antietam battlefield for those of you who may not have seen that before. But this was the bloodiest single day in American history. More men died on this field on September 17th, 1862 than in any one day in any war in America's history at any point. Alright, here they come. And he did break through, darn it. He hit my sharpshooters. Alright, let's get up there and nail them. At least he only took out 15 so far, well 20. Oh man, that's where they're coming in. Okay. That's why they get to sneak in through a spot that I didn't have covered. Let's bring Hovey down. We've got these guys covered. Now, Rush's Lancers, this is kind of cool because the guy in command of Rush's Lancers is actually a direct descendant of Dr. Benjamin Rush, who signed the Declaration of Independence, who was instrumental in helping kind of restore the friendship between Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, who had a big falling out after their presidential campaigns against each other. I think he was like a grandson or a great-grandson of Benjamin Rush. But I did a video on that. Actually, maybe we'll put a link in the description below to that too, just talking about the family links between the Revolutionary War and the American Civil War. For those of you who haven't seen that, I'll put that in the link below. I'll put that link below. Alright, he's getting a bunch of reinforcements on the field now. Thankfully, we're pushing these mounted infantry units out and back to his own lines. And there's one down here, just Rush's Lancers. We'll have to deal with them. Let's send Hunt down to deal with them. These guys are bottled up and they'll be destroyed. But now he's up to about a 9,000 man advantage on the field. I don't know what Rush's Lancers are doing. Oh boy. He just about took out these Napoleons. I don't know why I wasn't even paying attention to that. He broke through on my fortifications here. I gotta save that unit. They got 1,500 kills, but they're nearly dead. Let's send some reinforcements over to that side. I definitely need them there more than I need them here. Wow, brutal. Alright, I think we're good to put the sharpshooters back on this unit. Here he comes with more reinforcements. A lot of men coming down that road. Alright, we kind of solidified things here, but still a lot of casualties happening. Hasn't been the best day for the 95th Rifles, but they were in a tough spot. So let's pull them back. I think I gotta get some more men over here because he's loading up again. Get resupplied too. He's shifting over that way, so I'm gonna have to do the same. Alright, dude, we pretty much wiped everybody out over here. And we still have another phase to open up on this thing. So we'll get everybody resupplied up here. do the same over here. And the situation looks like this now. He's got a 6,000 man advantage. I've lost 2,000 men, but I've lost 19 guns, and a lot of those were in that unit that I've lost 7 of those guns there. Ooh, I just realized O'Hare's Ohio Outlaws got wiped out. Now that's not a concern because this fight's not going to be the one that counts moving forward, but that's huge. I had those guns right up here on the line, and he must have broken through. And even though he didn't drive off the units that are on the front line, he must have broken through and destroyed the guns that were behind. So those are the 19 guns that I lost. It's the 12 from O'Hare and the 7 from the 12 pounders before they got through. See there, that's what he's doing. He's doing stuff like that where he rides through, and even though he's getting torn up, he still makes it through the line. It's always irritated me about this game that it does that. But both of those Rush's Lancers units have done that. I don't know who we're shooting at over here because I don't see anybody. Okay, we're on the hunt for these units behind my lines. Alright, we just wiped out one of them. Now we'll go after the other. Alright, we wiped out the other one. Gotta send these sharpshooters to the other side. Alright, now we're back to this front. Man, look at how many artillery shots have been fired on that center. No wonder those guys were breaking. It's where he's concentrated all his artillery. Alright, we've nearly got things evened out again. Taking out 90 of his artillery pieces, that's some good news. That pretty much evens out the artillery situation. Alright, I don't know if he's getting more reinforcements from the north, but I'm going to operate under the assumption he's not. And I'm going to start pushing in from this side, see if I can relieve some of the pressure on my center. Oh man, both of those units in the center fell back again. That's going to keep happening just because of the amount of artillery he's concentrating on that spot. I believe General Mansfield was killed in this battle. He was a corps commander. And so we're pretty much just gonna sweep the field with this line here. And that'll finally bring the pressure off of my center, because they've just been brutalized. And then what I'll do is I'll probably, well no, we'll go ahead and finish this up, I think, because I could make this a two-parter, but I'm going to have his army so devastated by the time this phase is over that I don't think it's going to take a whole lot to finish it off. A lot of his units are on the verge of disappearing. There they go. Get out of there, Seymour. Looks like we had a little problem on our right. I need to push up from this side a little bit. Need some ammo over there. Alright, he's down to 11,000 men. I think he had 39,000 to start on this side. we move on to the next phase. All right, here we go. We're on to Antietam, which means now he's got, or not Antietam, we're on to the third phase, which includes Burnside Bridge, and that means he's got some additional units over here across the river that I've got to deal with. This is my infantry brigade that I have, and I'm not going to use him to fight just because he was actually a placeholder, so that I basically, in order to be able to equip my skirmisher units with infantry weapons, you have to have at least one infantry brigade in your army. So now that I have that, usually I don't use him because he's in an extra corps. I gotta get the artillery over there. And we'll keep on working on finishing that guy off. But now everybody should be on the field, and he's got me by about 2,600 men at this point. Guns are almost even. Oh, here he comes. It's gonna take a while for those guns to get down there. Oh, he's rushing everybody up to this side to cross. That might be a problem. I believe this is the last phase of this battle. I could be wrong. Really like to finish these guys off up here so I can concentrate on the other end of the field. Oh, those guns are going to take forever to get over here. Just keeping an eye on the difference. We're at about 800, 700 men now. Yikes. Alright, we gotta get over here and supply. Oh, I didn't mean for Hunt to get up that close, but I think we might be okay here. How's he getting flanked? There's gotta be another unit up here I don't see. Get him out of there. Alright, we gotta pull these Napoleons out. We're probably gonna lose them, but it's a brand new unit, so it's not a huge deal. Back up, back up. Alright, he's crossing over here. I did lose that 12-pounder battery. Looks like he got a cross over here. No, no, no. Stay there. Ah, Gibraltar Brigade. That's exactly where I want you to be. I've been a lot more aggressive than I probably need to be in this part of the field, but it seems to be working out alright. Just probably taking more casualties than I probably had to. he's down to just 15,000 men now. Out of a starting army of 55,000. And a good deal of them are over here. I want to get these 12-pounders moved up. Alright, that should be good right there. We're going to send some help over. We've got this situation pretty well done with on this side. Alright, he's down to just 12,000 men. And now the reinforcements are arriving down here, and it looks like he's changing his mind. He's thinking, okay, maybe Burnside Bridge is the place to cross. Oh boy. Got my sharpshooters up too close. Alright, we've skipped ahead a little bit and we're on to the last 1,200 men remaining on the field. And I've just been super kind of careless and aggressive, just trying to wipe these guys out. I got a little tired of pursuing them all over the place. So I would guess I'm probably going to have about 5,000 or 6,000 more casualties than I would if I really took my time on this battle and kept it on slow, which I'm going to have to do when I fight this on Major General. And I'll probably come back with that battle just to show you the difference as we transition over to the Major General campaign. Let's grab these supplies. Alright, I'm tired of waiting on killing these guys. We're going to charge into them. And Ewing should be the final unit on the field. Oh, don't let him get away. Supplies are getting away too. Alright, Ewing, you're being annoying. Come back and fight. We'll send the cav to finish him off. He's up on this hill, so it's taken a while to get to him. There we go. Everybody gets tired climbing the hill. And that should do it. Ewing is fighting to the bitter last. There we have it. Complete annihilation of the Army of the Potomac. About 10,000 casualties on my side. I think I could probably cut that down to about 5 if I really concentrated and kept it slow. It would be far less interesting for all of you, but it would be much more appealing for preserving my army going forward. But this is the situation. Wow, we captured 8,000 of these SF 1861s. That's huge. 21 10-pounders, 29 10-pounder Parrots, which is really nice going forward. Did grab some supplies, but there you have it. So we're going to wrap it up right there, and the next time you see me in this campaign, we will be playing the same battle, Antietam, but on Major General, and we're going to take it slow, and I'll probably just jump in and out with highlights to show you how it's going. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.